People disappear every day, but some disappear in ways that refuse to make sense. No goodbye, no warning, no clear reason. One moment they are living normal lives, and the next, they are gone as if the earth swallowed them whole. For families, the silence that follows is often more painful than death itself. Because when there is no body, no answers, hope never truly dies, and neither does fear. Many missing persons cases begin with simple explanations. Police assume the person ran away, started a new life, or left by choice. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years, and slowly the case grows cold. Files are boxed away. Leads dry up, investigators retire, but families never stop waiting. Bedrooms remain untouched, phones stay on. Every unknown number brings a moment of hope. In some of the most disturbing cold cases, the truth did not come quickly, it waited decades. In one such case, a young woman vanished on her way home from work. There were no signs of struggle, no witnesses, and no evidence of foul play. Authorities believed she had simply chosen to leave. Her family never accepted that explanation. For over 30 years they pushed for answers, even when no one else would listen. The shocking discovery came by accident. Construction workers, digging the foundation for a new building, uncovered human remains buried deep underground. What had once been an ordinary street was hiding a secret for decades. DNA testing finally confirmed what the family had feared all along: the missing woman had never left. She had been murdered and hidden in plain sight. In another case, a missing child vanished while walking to school in the 1980s. Despite massive searches, no trace was ever found. The case haunted the town for generations. Rumors spread. Innocent people were suspected. Lives were destroyed by unanswered questions. Then, nearly 40 years later, a fisherman discovered bones along a riverbank miles away. Modern forensic testing revealed the child's identity within weeks, something impossible at the time of disappearance. These discoveries often raised terrifying questions. How many people knew? How many walked past these locations every day, unaware of what lay beneath their feet? And how many killers believed time had erased their crimes forever? Some cases end with even more disturbing twists. In one investigation, a missing man was finally located through DNA but not alive. His genetic profile matched remains found in a cemetery under a different name. He had been buried as unknown decades earlier. His family had been searching for him while visiting his grave without knowing it. Technology has become the greatest enemy of secrecy. Old bones now speak. Teeth tell stories. Even soil trapped in clothing can reveal locations. What was once impossible is now routine. And with every advancement, more missing persons cases are pulled back from the darkness. Yet, not all discoveries bring peace. Some reveal betrayals so shocking they change everything. In one case, a woman missing for over 20 years was found buried behind the home of someone the family trusted completely. A neighbor, a friend, a person who had helped search for her. The realization that the truth was so close all along shattered the family beyond words. These cases remind us that time does not protect the guilty. Silence does not equal innocence. And disappearance does not mean escape. Somewhere, evidence waits patiently. Somewhere the truth is buried, sometimes literally. And when it finally comes to light, it changes everything. As investigations move forward decades later, one painful truth becomes clear. Many missing persons cases were never truly forgotten. They were simply left waiting for the right moment. Advances in technology, renewed public interest, or a single determined investigator often become the spark that reopens what everyone else believed was finished. And when that happens, the discoveries are rarely gentle. In one haunting case, a man disappeared after telling his family he was stepping out for a short walk. He never returned. His car was found abandoned, his wallet still inside. Police searched nearby woods and rivers, but found nothing. Over time, the case faded into obscurity. 35 years later, a DNA match from an unrelated investigation identified human remains found deep in a forest years earlier. The man had been there all along, just miles from his home, waiting to be found. Sometimes the discovery comes not from evidence but from people. Guilt ages differently than innocence. In several cold cases, elderly suspects finally confessed on their deathbeds, revealing locations of bodies hidden for decades. These confessions exposed chilling truths: murders committed in moments of rage, panic, or jealousy, followed by a lifetime of silence. Families received answers, but those answers came too late to bring justice in the traditional sense. In another disturbing case, a missing teenager's disappearance was ruled a runaway situation. Years passed, and her name slowly disappeared from public memory. Then, decades later, a woman walked into a police station claiming she might be that missing girl. DNA confirmed it. She had been abducted, given a new identity, and forced to live a life that was never hers. Her return shocked investigators and reopened painful questions about how easily the original investigation had dismissed her disappearance. Some discoveries are so unexpected that they rewrite entire timelines. In one case, skeletal remains discovered during a drought were linked through DNA to a missing person reported decades earlier in another state. Investigators realized the victim had been moved hundreds of miles after death. What was believed to be a local disappearance became a multi-state homicide investigation overnight. These cases also exposed the limits of early investigative methods. Before digital records and national databases, information lived on paper, scattered across departments. Leads were lost, names were misspelled, evidence was misplaced. Today, a single DNA upload can connect crimes separated by decades and geography. What once required years of manual comparison now takes minutes. But with every shocking discovery comes a painful realization for families that the answers were always possible, just out of reach. Parents who spent lifetimes wondering if their child was alive finally learned the truth. Siblings who grew old waiting for a knock on the door receive confirmation that the waiting is over. The relief is real, but so is the grief. In some cases, the discovery leads directly to an arrest. In others, the suspect is already dead. Justice, when delayed this long, becomes complicated. Courts may never hear the case. Punishment may never be served. Yet families often say the same thing: the truth itself is a form of justice. Knowing what happened matters more than revenge. These stories also force communities to confront uncomfortable realities. That danger can come from familiar faces. That monsters do not always look like strangers. And that silence can protect the guilty longer than anyone expects. As more cold cases are reopened, one thing becomes undeniable. Every missing person left behind a story that deserves to be finished. And as long as science continues to advance, more of those stories will finally come to light, no matter how long they have been buried.